Indie games are created without financial backing from major game publishing companies and are made by individuals or small teams. That doesn't lessen their importance or their brilliance, as some of the best games are indie made. Don't worry, they're just as difficult, violent, mind-boggling, beautiful, and sometimes heartwarming as AAA games. Here's our list of the top 10 PC indie games. Number 10, Spelunky. Save damsels in distress or unlock their characters and play with them instead. In Spelunky, you play as a spelunker and your mission is to explore tunnels, find treasures, and yes, save damsels in distress, which actually ups your health levels. And try to do it all while avoiding the traps and getting killed by enemies. Spelunky is one of the first indie games to get into the roguelike genre, with randomly generated levels that are all unique and difficult. The monsters you fight are a variety of monkeys, yetis, plants, and ghosts. Oh, if you stumble into a snake pit, get blown up, or killed in any way, you lose all the treasures you've been collecting and have to start over. It's certainly a game for patience and acceptance, because you know death and losing all of your hard work are an inevitable part of your journey to meet the final boss, otherwise known as Olmec. Number 9, Papers, Please. Compared to the other colorful combative games on the list, Papers, Please is rather bleak, but it still deserves a worthy mention because of its deep plot that makes you question your decisions and morality. As an immigration inspector for the communist nation of Artsakh, you're responsible for the flow of both immigrants and natives returning to your country. An eye for detail is needed to check their documents for legitimacy and any inconsistencies. Anything like an expired passport, date of birth, or even weight is a red flag that can be a trick used to sneak into the country. Those trying to get in aren't always with malicious intent like pimps or smugglers, but you get families and spouses who are trying to get back to their loved ones. Will you let those in at the expense of your own job, which you need to feed your household and keep them warm? Will you eventually accept bribes from the dealers to let them through? Bribes also come from officers who offer you extra pay for holding more people at the checkpoint. The award-winning Papers, Please plays on your empathy and loyalty, and it does so in Cold War style. Number 8, Steamworld Dig 2. Do human mutants, robots, cool abilities, and a good mystery interest you? In the steampunk style world of Steamworld Dig 2, you get all of that and much more. The main protagonist you play is the charming Dorothy, a steambot who's looking for her missing friend Rusty, the main character from the original Steamworld Dig. When Dorothy gets intel that Rusty was spotted in a town called El Machino, she embarks on a journey to find him with her sidekick Fen. El Machino has also been struck by strange earthquakes. Dig or die. Explore underground mines, use your jackhammer to dig your way through the passageways, solve complex and brilliantly made riddles and puzzles, and obtain treasures. While the first Steamworld Dig is a praiseworthy game, its sequel has all the good parts that made the original good, then exceeds all expectation and provides more. For starters, the storyline is more focused, the dialogue is smart and entertaining. You get new features such as cogs, which are collectibles that enhance your tools with mods. Number 7, Stardew Valley. There's something about Stardew Valley that feels like coming home. It's a heartwarming game that has it all, and has 5 aspects that you can level up in: fishing, foraging, mining, combat, and most importantly, farming. After inheriting your grandfather's farm, you quit your job with Joja Corporation and move to Pelican Town. Here, you can go wild with building your dream farm, grow crops and orchards, raise animals, craft items, cook, sell, and interact with the characters of the town. There are over 30 townsfolk you can befriend, all with unique personalities, dialogue, daily routines, and birthdays. Not only that, but there are 12 potential love interests you can choose to marry and make your own family that will live with you on the farm. If you're not content with quiet farm life, you can go explore the mysterious underground caves and look for treasures while fighting the monsters that lurk beneath. The main conflict, besides figuring out how to work with your farm and establish a routine, is a corporate takeover by Joja Corporation. You can actually choose to join forces with them, or to fight their influence and repair the old community center. Number 6, Cuphead. Cuphead is an old school, inspired by cartoons from the 30s, run and gun action 2D game. It's notoriously hard, but not impossible. A lot of effort has clearly been put into making the graphics and visuals, and it more than pays off. Aesthetic wise, it's a brilliant work of art with hand painted backgrounds and character designs and appearances. Music wise, the jazz soundtrack is the addition that makes it an all around masterpiece. Now, the debatable difficulty of the game. The truth is, you're going to die a lot, but as you grow more knowledgeable of the game's ways and combat style, you won't die so much. A helpful and taunting aspect of the game is that after you lose a battle with the boss, you're shown how close you were to winning, which adds to the player's competitive side and gets them to dive right back into battle. Number 5, Hollow Knight. Never go bored with this action-adventure Metroidvania video game. This game is so packed with details and missions that every way you turn, you'll find something to explore and a boss to battle. The game is about a nameless knight who travels through Hollownest, an ancient underground kingdom. The storyline is rich, secretive, and full of content. As you explore the deep underground labyrinth, you fight both bosses and hostile insect-like creatures. At the start, you're provided with a sword to use for combat. As you progress and defeat bosses, you're granted more abilities. With the game's non-linear gameplay style, you choose your own path. No matter where you go and whether you're meeting friends or enemies, you'll be met with beautiful and haunting hand-drawn graphics that are unique to Hollow Knight. The game has been described as a masterpiece and as one that will leave you feeling beyond fulfilled. Number 4, Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium was written by the Estonian novelist Robert Kurvitz, which is one of the reasons why this non-traditional role-playing game is one of the most clever, funny, unique, and beautiful games out there. In watercolor style, you wake up as an amnesiac detective. Not only is your character battling memory loss, but also the worst hangover in mankind's history. He also has to solve the murder of a man found hanging. From the beginning, you can choose which kind of detective you are: intelligent, sensitive, or bruiser. This decision will affect the rest of the 30-hour-long game. You have 24 skills you can mix, with each also having its own benefits and consequences. The other characters are incredibly detailed, complex, and you can manipulate them to your whim. Overall, Disco Elysium is an unforgettable, smart, and stylish, and frankly, one of the best RPG games out there. Number 3, My Friend Pedro. If there was ever a game specifically made to make you feel cool, it's My Friend Pedro. It's crazy, it's violent, it's quirky and wild, and it's satisfying. It leaves you feeling powerful and utterly badass. You wake up in a basement, pretty basic for a game, except for the part where you're met with a talking banana that gives you instructions and narrates your journey. In the 40 levels of the game, you go through some of the craziest encounters, truly the reason why this game is so popular. You're free to invent your fighting style as you battle bosses and goons. Ever imagine shooting bullets in slow motion in different directions? Face the room full of enemies and wipe them out with a frying pan? Leap from buildings, slide down ropes, slam the skating board into a goon's head, and use that board to ricochet bullets until you kill everyone in the room? While regretfully, My Friend Pedro lacks a little in plot and storyline, it makes up for it in its incomparable fighting style. The game provides the tools and leaves you and your creativity to come up with the most imaginative kills and leave a trail of destruction in your wake. Number 2, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This dark, award-winning game changed lives with its accurate portrayal of mental illness. In her journey to save her dead beloved soul from the goddess Hela, a broken Celtic warrior embarks on an impossible path to Helheim and battles powerful enemies while struggling with her sanity. Headphones are an integral part of Senua's experience so that you can hear the voices inside her head that haunt, guide, and argue with Senua through the game. Her mental illness is explored further with flashbacks, and it's done with the help of neuroscience and people who had experienced psychosis for maximum accuracy. Senua's Sacrifice is a beautiful, sad work of art that tugs on your heartstrings that also make you tense as if it were a horror game, all at the same time. Number 1, Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is a non-violent, yes, I did say non-violent, adventure game. It trades the usual combat for explorations, fantastical landscapes, and cleverly written narrative. It has also won several awards and is 2020's Game of the Year. Caught on an endless 22-minute time loop that restarts when the sun goes supernova and kills everyone around it, including you, a novice recruit of the space program, Outer Wilds venture. Search for knowledge and explore the ancient ruins left behind by a mysterious, intelligent alien species that holds all the answers you need, provided you find them before your 22 minutes end. Encounter other explorers such as yourself and benefit from their clues, and check your oxygen levels before you venture deeper into breathtaking, albeit sometimes hostile, planets. Time is of the essence, with certain events depending on the time frame. For one example, a planet can be overrun by sand in a specific time of the loop, making it inaccessible unless you reach it sooner. Alrighty gamers, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you made it through to the end, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell while you're at it, because we are constantly releasing new content. And I guess that's it. We'll see you in the next video.